mega agents, massive teams, and individual agents struggle through what do we do next through the end of 2025. And I've got the answer for you. I've actually broken it down into 5 things for you, maybe 6 as we're talking. And these are from things that we are doing here locally, what my team is doing, what our brokerage is doing, those top agents with our brokerage, and then those agents that I coach. And obviously some of these things are a tweak to things that you may already be doing, and some things you probably haven't thought of, and that's why I'm here to help you out. I want to see you succeed. I've been in this for 21 years. I run the largest community of real estate agents in the world. I consult some of the best companies out there, and I also consult startups and amazing agents like yourself. Let's get started on this one. I'm Tristan. Let's talk about the things you need to do right now to get business as soon as possible and to shift into what has happened and what is happening next. Look, we're in a market that has 3 markets right now. We have a market that's declining steadily. We have a market that's in the middle, and then we have a market that's still going up. And so the very first place I start out is AI in real estate. Where are you at with AI in real estate? I have here different things that you could be doing with AI in your current business. I need you to start looking at AI as an assistant, as the admin you've been looking for, but unfortunately, it's also going to take some time for you to actually adjust. That means that every day you've got to set it up so that you're learning maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes a day. And the fastest way of doing it is you simply go to ChatGPT and ask it, say, hey, ChatGPT, can you set up a task every morning to teach me a lesson about AI? Something that I can learn in about 15 minutes every day so I don't fall behind, and I can apply it to my real estate business. You may want to repeat that and put it in, but that's the exact verbiage you want to use. And now every day it'll email you and it'll show up there, and it'll also send you a notification so that you can practice, but set it up for whatever time you want. And now I'm looking at this as some examples here. By the way, if you need this, just let me know. I'll message it over to you. You could do CMAs for a quicker CMA. You could have it create some of your marketing. In fact, you've watched some of my videos. Go watch my Instagrams, and some of those I'm just reading a teleprompter. You may not be able to tell, but I'm reading a teleprompter straight out from AI saying, hey, AI, give me the top 5 news articles today that are to the consumer that I'm trying to attract, because at the end of the day, everyone, we're using all of this to get more business. But you've got to remain relevant. That's the piece to the second half here. And as I show you 3, 4, and 5, you're going to be like, makes sense, Tristan. Thank you. So pay attention to how you're using all of this, because at the end of the day, I want you to close more transactions. It's not just for show and tell. Hey, everybody, look what I can do with AI. It means absolutely nothing if you're not closing more transactions and if you're not building relationships. But you've got to be able to do this. Look, for our brokerage, we've got a company that it's called BrokerBot, and in it we upload documents for the city, for the state, for how we practice. And now our agents can go to BrokerBot to actually ask real questions, run through paperwork, create requests for repairs, go through the whole process, and not have to talk to anybody, but we're always looking on the back end. The point is, what tools are you using that are AI driven, that are making your life easier so you can connect more with people? Because we're going to be bombarded even more with information, but it's going to come down to you to create these relationships, because this second half looks like it's only going to get, it looks like it's only going to get harder. So I was going to say, it might get even harder than you think, but I think it's going to get harder. And look, AI and prompting, it's all about asking it to create prompts for you. I think that's where we start with this, which is like, hey, I want to create a prompt for smart plans for my open house clients. Say, great, start, go to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, Grok, or I know I'm missing one, Llama. Go to any one of these and just say, create a prompt for me for creating a drip for open house clients that visited my open house, and mix it up between email, text, and voicemail drops, and make it 7 days long. That's how you start, because then it's going to give you a great prompt. Then you use it, then you tweak it, then you keep going down those lines. The point of all of this is, how are you showing up with AI? And have you integrated it into your daily life? Because it's not to the point where we want it. Soon we're going to start seeing more AI agents, more use of AI for us to be able to say, hey, just go create me flyers, and it'll send them over to you. Hey, you know what? Go connect to my CRM, find these people and send them out an email, right? That's the near future of AI, but I need you to start adapting now. Number one was AI in real estate. Number two, community building. Now you would think community building is maybe something that wasn't high on your list, but the way that social media is working now, the way that the internet has tipped over and turned to is really all about brand building through community building. How are you showing up to your specific audience? And I want you to think, who is your specific audience? If I think of my specific audience, when it comes to real estate right now, you agent, I have 3 and I've created avatars for them. And I want you to think now for you, for your audience, for people who want to buy or sell, who are they? And what are the avatars? For me, it's super easy. Look, I've got 3 avatars. I've got April, newer agent or agent that just hasn't been able to jump onto real estate fully. They really want to. They just need a lot of guidance, mentorship, and a process, right? That's April. That's a newer agent. Then I've got the middle, Luis. Successful agent, has been here for a while, but lacks the consistency because they find this roller coaster ride. So what do they need? They need processes, systems. They probably need to hire someone. Right now, I'm going to speak to their pain points. And the last one, I call Veronica. And this is a mega agent or a team leader, one that's running a great organization, but still wants to scale more and wants to make some passive income and wants to create a business out of this and be able to step out more so they can run it like a business and grow all these other arms. So who are your avatars? Start thinking along those lines, because that's the community that you're starting to build, how you're showing up. Here I've got some examples for you. Living Poet launch a living in North Phoenix, like my friend Blair Ballin out of Phoenix. Launch a Facebook group or a Discord group if you're with Discord. I've launched 3 Discord groups and oh my gosh, unlimited amounts of Facebook groups. And I've also launched an X group, a LinkedIn group, and Mighty Network, and a Disciple group, and a Circle group, multiple ones. We've tried everywhere. And the key is, whatever you're going to do, just show up consistently. If it's for your past clients, amazing, right? Show up for them. And then don't forget, in building the community, it's also you showing up in person, because people want to connect with you. The more I grows and becomes part of everything, the more important it's going to become for you to actually be the one communicating, you being the one that's showing up in person. People want to connect with people. Don't ever forget that. And then here is where you're going to have to start thinking, what else does it mean for me to build a community? Is it me showing up consistently on Instagram, on a newsletter, by email? What, a week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks? What does this look like? Is it also on TikTok? Is it on YouTube? Is it a combination of me door knocking, having and hosting local events, one-on-one coffee? This is where you're going to have to get a lot of clarity. And for me, I've created a simple process called HOP. And you can watch just type in Tristan Ahumada, HOP process on YouTube, and you'll find my HOP process. It's in my book too, Real Estate Prospecting. The point is, you've got to meet your clients, your audience that you want to attract and that you've attracted already. You've got to meet them at home, online, and in person consistently. And this is how you start building an amazing community for your real estate business, because at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. And I need you to show up more and more and more, because Rocket is coming after you with Redfin, and now soon closing on Mr. Cooper, Zillow Flex. They're coming after that same audience you and I are targeting, and all these other companies too, right? Nothing wrong with teaming up with them, but I'd rather have a process over here where I'm actually creating my own opportunities on top of maybe jumping in over here a little bit. So that's what community building looks like. Obviously, we can go much further. And like I touched on, number 3, relationships. Have a plan. I'm going to simplify this one for you. I've got a lot on this one, but create a VIP program for your top 20. Find your top 20. Who are your top 20? Write it down. You can check on your phone. You can check on your CRM. You probably know offhand who your top 20 are. And if I think of my top 20 right now for real estate, for my audience, for those who can buy and sell with me, I can probably think of 5 really quick already. And now I want to ask you, when you create the VIP list, right? Tristan's top 20, Tristan's top 20, Tristan's VIP list. What does that even mean? What do you offer them that's different? How do you make them feel special? Because at the end, it's all about making people feel amazing, right? And like I tell people often, you need to be a dopamine dealer. You're like, Tristan, is that legal? I'm like, yes, it's dopamine. You're making people feel amazing. You're going to deal dopamine all day long. You, my friend, are a dopamine dealer. That is your job every day. You're making people feel amazing when they're with you. That means you've got to find ways of doing that. And if we go back to building a community, in essence, you're building communities through building relationships. How are you showing up? Are you showing up on social with them? Are you sending them messages one-on-one? Are you texting them? Are you sending them handwritten notes? Are you stopping by their home, doing gifts or drop-bys or pop-bys? This is your top 20 or top 30, however you want. But I would start small. And if you've already got a great list, then I would maybe make it a little bit bigger. And I would make sure that those touches actually mean something. Because at the core of everything we do, we've got to be dopamine dealers, right? That's what we've got to do. That's relationships. And I'll leave that one in there. Next, organic. Organic is the way. Like the DeLorean says, this is the way. Organic. You've got to start thinking social is a way for you to show up a lot more. But you've got to pay attention to what's actually working. You can't just post and be like, oh, it didn't work. You never took the time to look at the analytics to see which ones performed well, which one didn't. And as the ones perform well, you can tweak them and say, got it, I understand why this one worked well. Now I'm going to produce more like that. In fact, now that you figured out what's working organically, no money behind it, then you're going to say, I understand. I'm going to put $10 behind this. And then make sure that the people who see this one, because I'm paying $10 to Meta, Facebook and Instagram, I'm going to put a newsletter attached to this and I'm going to build my newsletter. When you're talking about organic, you've got so many different opportunities on social. You've got Google Business Profile. You've got SEO, which by the way, isn't dead. We've been through this, where AI grabs everything online and then gives those results. And a lot of people are going to ChatGPT to find out, what does this mean? Or I saw this outside. What does this mean? I'm the best realtor in this area. Find one. Or is this the average price point in this area? All these questions now are going to ChatGPT over Google. And what's popping up? It's just grabbing everything from the internet and from social media. So how are you showing up there organically? That's the point on this one. And then obviously, once you figure that out, put some money behind the ones that are doing great and duplicate them. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5, retargeting. I don't have to spend a lot of time on this one, but targeting you should already be doing. In fact, if you're barely doing it, doesn't matter what level you're at, brand new, middle, or amazing, advanced, you should be putting a lot of money into retargeting, but can't be the same thing that everybody does with retargeting. You've got to think ahead. Why am I retargeting my database? And what am I funneling them into? Is it just an IDX search? Or am I also layering it in with great content? What are some great lead magnets that you can layer in there? If you know you've got your whole database in here, people that have visited your website and now you're following them on the internet, why not create some lead magnets that answer some of their questions or help them with some of the pain? And let's think about this, because you could just go to ChatGPT and ask, but if we're targeting first-time home buyers, what's their biggest challenge? Affordability? How do I find the right home? How much do I need as a down payment? Things like that. If they're selling for the first time, answer the question. These are the 5 things you need to do before selling your first home, right? This is what you need to look at if you're going to buy another home and sell the one you currently own. Things that actually can connect with people. They could download it and they could join your newsletter, but you need a funnel. What does this look like? When you're retargeting, when people click on something, what happens next? Obviously, if you need help with that, just message me. But the point is, I need you to be retargeting. At least put them in a property search so people can be looking at more property in your website, not Redfin, not Zillow, not anywhere else. I need them in your mousetrap. And then the last one is pricing and expireds. Man, this one's been a big one lately. Pricing. We're watching pricing, the conversation about pricing become even more important lately, because in some areas, and now it's increasing, in some areas we're seeing prices fall a little faster than normal. And think about where we're at. We're in the middle of summer. We haven't even gotten into fall and winter. So chances are prices are going to continue to decrease through the fall and the winter in these areas, right? And even if you're in an area that's doing well, pricing is still an important conversation, because even the areas that are doing well, they're going to now slow down a little bit and they'll continue to do well. But if we never have this conversation with the seller about pricing, if we never have real conversations with the buyers about how sellers price their home, then we're not going to look like the professionals we are. And on the selling side, things are going to expire. Homes are just going to expire. You're not going to have an answer. You didn't communicate well with the seller. And now that second time around, with the seller says, well, I guess we'll give it a second shot. And maybe part of the problem was me. and I'll lower the price, sure. And then what happens? It sells, and it sells with you because you didn't have this consistent conversation, a plan to consistently update the seller, show them where the market is going, give them some criticism in a healthy way. And I know you're not going to win all of them, but if you're prepared for this, going in saying, hey, you want to be here? Great. Let's have a plan for when it doesn't sell after 2 or 3 weeks, because the average is right now 42 days on market or whatever. And if it doesn't sell, or if we don't get an offer, right? If we don't get a single offer, we don't get a viewing, this is what it means, right? If we have 7 days into this and Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we have 0 requests to show your home, we have a problem. And I want to get ahead of it first. If we see that, this is what we're going to do. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if we are 2 weeks into this and we have 0 offers, we have a problem with pricing. And I want to make sure that we correct that quickly. Here's what we need to do. So get ahead of it as soon as you take this listing. This is how you have to start thinking, because if not, your opportunity is going to be the same opportunity as mine. And that's, I'm going to be calling expireds. And of course, I'm going to be calling only the expired on the numbers I can call. It's all about consistency. We've been calling expireds for 20 years and it's the same script. Just make sure it's a good dialogue. It feels sincere. Hey Joe, it's Tristan with Why Realty. Notice your home didn't sell. Are you still looking to sell your home? Watch the tonality and then repeatedly do this throughout the day, and then go wherever the conversation goes, and then stop by their house if it's one that you really want. You've got to have a plan for all of this, because if we go through this one more time and I tell you how I'm going to get business from them, AI and real estate, man, it's helping me create the most amazing content to get business. We already closed 2 from social media in the last month because my content just keeps on getting better. Watch it. Better yet, create your own and decide what your niche is going to be. Community building. I get so many referrals from agents because we built this massive community. And on top of that, the relationships I've built, they're sending me referrals. Why? Because I'm giving them value. Value means actually something concrete. This directory, the letter that we build out, the directory of all the home service providers that allows me to call my sellers, my farm area, and give them the latest directory for the best home service providers that I've called and vetted, and that your neighbors have also vetted. That's value. So this is why we get referrals from them too. And they come to us to list their home. Next one's organic. So you need to be found out there. You need to be found consistently when people go to Google, when people go to ChatGPT, when people go to social. You need to post more. You need to create better content. If you can't do it, find somebody who can help you. Next one, retargeting. This is by far how we keep our main database of 130,000 people. This is how we keep it alive. We have people coming back all the time, and then they raise their hand. Hey, I have a question about this property. Call them up. If they're ready, we show them property, and then we close them. This is real. This is how it works. And then the last one, pricing and expire. We're calling expireds now. We're slowly getting back into it in our area, and it feels amazing. Now, I still get a little antsy calling expireds. I always have for the last 20 years. But the point is, we're starting again. And I know longer term, not too long, 3-4 months down the line, hitting into fall and winter, that's going to be amazing for us. I want you to stay ahead. I want you to do the right things now, so you're not having to play catch up at the end of this year, because it's going to get tougher. And I want you to succeed in this business. So please do me a favor. At the top of this YouTube video, there's a little description, and it has a link to my newsletter. It's a brand new one. Every Friday, I'm sending you things that you need to be doing in real estate, ways to prospect, ways to adapt, things to watch for, and it's free. It goes out every Friday, late afternoon, early evening. If you're Eastern. With that, please subscribe, share this with somebody you think really needs it, because we're here to help each other. Remember that. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.